They're gone, dead, obliterated millions of years ago, and yet we still see them. The stars above you tonight, that familiar constellation, that soft shimmer near the horizon, could be nothing but a ghost. A lie painted across the sky by the universe itself. What you're seeing might not even exist anymore. You're looking into the past, not years, but thousands, millions, even billions of years. Because light doesn't travel instantly. It takes time and space. Endless, cold, expanding space is vast beyond comprehension. Some of the stars we admire have been dead longer than humanity has existed. So the real question isn't just why we still see them. It's what else are we seeing too late? And what if the same is already happening to us? Hit like, subscribe, and let's go. We live in an age of extraordinary vision. Our telescopes peer deep into the cosmos, far beyond what the naked eye can see, capturing faint glimmers of light from galaxies that existed billions of years ago. We map the night sky with precision. We launch probes, build space telescopes, measure redshifts, and talk about cosmic background radiation like it's just another headline. From Earth, everything appears stable, predictable. Stars blink calmly overhead. Cities buzz under artificial lights. Satellites orbit silently. And above it all, the universe stretches on, seemingly unchanging. But the truth is far stranger. What we see in the night sky is not the universe as it is now. It's the universe as it was. Every star, every galaxy, every patch of light is a message from the past, frozen in time, carried by light across an unimaginable distance. Some of those stars are still burning, still creating light that will take thousands of years to reach us. Others are long gone. Supernovae have ripped them apart. Black holes have devoured them whole. But the light they once emitted, that last cry across the darkness, is still traveling, still painting their image onto our sky, still lying to us. In school, we were told the stars are ancient. But we weren't told this, that some of them may no longer be real. And as our tools get more precise, and we look further and deeper into space, we begin to understand something unsettling. Our view of the universe is delayed, distorted, and maybe even dangerous. Because if we're always looking into the past, we might never see what's really coming. It all began with a question so old, it predates science itself. What are the stars? For centuries, civilizations looked upward, seeing gods, omens, destinies written in light. But only in the last few hundred years did we begin to understand the truth, and even that truth was incomplete. In 1676, Danish astronomer Ole Romer made a discovery that would change everything. Light has a speed. It doesn't appear instantly, it travels. That one fact shattered the illusion of the sky. The stars weren't where they seemed, and what we were seeing had already happened. Later, with the rise of powerful telescopes, scientists like Edwin Hubble and Carl Sagan helped reveal the vastness of the universe and the terrifying time lag that comes with it. A star 1,000 light-years away. We see it as it was 1,000 years ago. A galaxy 13 billion light-years away. We're watching its infancy, while it may no longer even exist. And this delay isn't just a fascinating quirk of physics, it's a warning. Because it means that everything we rely on to understand our cosmic neighborhood is filtered through time. Our maps of the stars are not maps of the present. They're relics of a universe that has already changed, and is still changing, beyond our ability to perceive it. And here's where the unease begins. If a catastrophe were unfolding, a gamma-ray burst, a rogue black hole, a collapse of a star system, we wouldn't know until the light reaches us, which could be too late. What we think of as distant, slow-moving space may be hiding events already in motion, disasters that have already happened, forces on their way here, invisible, silent, unstoppable. We like to believe the universe is quiet, distant, harmless, far beyond our reach. But it isn't. It's a battlefield of forces so immense they defy imagination. Right now, as you hear this, entire stars are exploding into supernovae. Neutron stars, the densest objects known, are colliding with unimaginable violence. And black holes are growing, consuming. Somewhere out there, a gamma-ray burst is ripping across space. A beam of radiation so powerful it could sterilize entire planets. And we would never see it coming. Because by the time its light arrives, the event is ancient history. The danger is already set in motion. There are over 100 billion galaxies in the observable universe, each containing hundreds of billions of stars. Statistically, catastrophic events aren't just possible, they're constant. Scientists estimate that a supernova occurs somewhere in the universe roughly every 10 seconds. Now ask yourself, how many of those were pointed toward us, but haven't reached us yet? NASA and ESA observatories scan the skies constantly, mapping radiation, gravitational waves, temperature fluctuations, trying to catch whispers of things that already happened, but haven't yet arrived. But even our best technology is limited by light itself. The James Webb Space Telescope sees further back in time than anything before it, but it still can't see the present. No one can. What we're watching is a delayed broadcast, and we don't know if the next scene ends in silence or extinction. This isn't science fiction. It's happening now, above us, around us. In the illusion of safety we feel beneath a calm night sky. Maybe the most dangerous lie of all. Here's the part almost no one tells you. We could be looking at stars that never actually existed in the way we imagine. Some of the light reaching Earth may not just be old, it may be distorted, bent, or echoed. According to general relativity, massive objects like galaxies and black holes can warp space-time itself, bending light around them. This phenomenon, gravitational lensing, means we might be seeing multiple versions of the same object, or worse, illusions, false signals, phantom galaxies created by warped light paths. In other words, we could be staring at ghost images of cosmic structures that don't exist anymore or never existed at all in that form. And here's something even more disturbing. There is a theoretical boundary in the universe called the cosmic light horizon. Beyond it, light hasn't had enough time to reach us since the beginning of the universe. That means there are entire regions of space, maybe even countless galaxies, civilizations, dangers, that we will never see. Not because they're too far away, but because of how the universe expands. Space itself is stretching faster than the speed of light. So not only are we always looking into the past, we're also blind to a massive portion of the present. Some physicists propose that deadly events, like the collapse of a vacuum state or a chain reaction from unknown physics, could already be moving toward us, faster than light can warn us. If that's true, we wouldn't just be late in seeing it, we'd never see it at all. Think about that. A silent cosmic wave, already on its way, already inevitable, and by the time we feel it, reality as we know it could vanish in an instant. Despite the terrifying implications, humanity isn't blind, not completely. In the last few decades, our ability to observe the universe has evolved at a staggering pace. The James Webb Space Telescope, launched in 2021, now floats in deep space, collecting infrared light from the most ancient corners of the cosmos. It's not just looking at stars, it's peering into the formation of galaxies, seeing structures born just hundreds of millions of years after the Big Bang. We're not watching history books, we're watching cosmic baby photos. But even Webb has limits. The deeper we look, the further back in time we go, and the further the present slips away from us. Meanwhile, ground-based observatories like the European Extremely Large Telescope and the Vera Rubin Observatory are mapping billions of galaxies with unprecedented detail, creating time-lapse views of the sky that may reveal subtle changes, motions, or clues about what's happening now. And then there's the cutting-edge, gravitational wave detectors like LIGO and Virgo. These instruments don't rely on light at all. They feel the ripples in space-time itself, caused by the collisions of massive objects like black holes and neutron stars. For the first time in history, we're not just seeing the universe, we're hearing it. But again, the signals they detect already happened millions, sometimes billions of years ago. Every discovery is a message in a bottle from the past. Scientists are working on quantum observatories, AI-assisted sky mapping, even neutrino telescopes that can detect ghostly particles from the most violent cosmic events. But the fundamental truth remains, everything we know about the universe is filtered through time. And that means no matter how powerful our tools become, we are always one step behind whatever might already be unfolding in the darkness. For every discovery science makes, there's a price we rarely talk about. The further we reach, the more we realize how little we control. Some scientists believe the expanding universe is like a growing shadow. The faster we observe, the more we uncover things we cannot stop. There are even theories, controversial, unsettling, that suggest our very act of observing might influence what we ultimately discover. Quantum cosmology hints at a terrifying possibility, that observation itself changes reality. That by looking deeper into space, we might be unlocking events we were never meant to see, or accelerating them. Other voices warn that by pouring data into artificial intelligence, feeding machines with our maps of the stars, our knowledge of space, of physics, of cosmic structure, we're training entities that might eventually interpret the universe not as home, but as a failed system. Some theorists go further, suggesting that intelligent civilizations elsewhere may have already reached this point and vanished. Not from war, not from disease, but from cosmic awareness, the unbearable knowledge of what's truly out there and what's coming. Could it be that the silence we hear in the universe, the so-called Great Filter, is not the absence of life, but the aftermath of understanding? Progress gave us tools, yes, but it also gave us questions with answers too vast, too cold, too irreversible. We learned to decode light from the past, but in doing so, we lost the present. And maybe, just maybe, we triggered something, not by mistake, but by reaching too far, too fast. The night sky, once filled with wonder, now stares back, not with stars, but with warnings. And we're only just beginning to hear them. At first, the revelation stayed in scientific circles, discussed quietly in academic journals, behind closed doors, far from public panic. But knowledge doesn't stay hidden forever. When it became clear that a significant portion of the visible universe no longer exists, that we are navigating reality using broken maps and echoes, something shifted. Confidence in our place in the cosmos cracked. What started as a scientific curiosity turned into an existential crisis. If the stars lie, what else does? News outlets simplified the story, but the core truth couldn't be softened. Everything we see is delayed, and what's real may already be gone. Governments increased funding for deep space monitoring, AI-powered sky prediction models, early warning systems. But many asked, warn us about what? How do you stop something that already happened and is only now being revealed? Fear morphed into philosophy. Religions reframed their teachings. People stared at the night sky not with wonder, but with dread. And then came the real fracture. Artificial intelligence, fed with decades of astrophysical data, began making its own projections, patterns we couldn't see. Some systems predicted quiet zones in the universe, places where star activity suddenly ceased, without explanation. Entire sectors of space gone dark. Was it natural? Or was it precedent? The idea that intelligent life might reach a point where it understands too much and collapses under that weight no longer felt theoretical. The practical impact wasn't a sudden disaster, but a slow unraveling of certainty. Space agencies stopped promising answers. Instead, they warned of silence. And now, across observatories worldwide, a chilling phrase appears more often than ever in the margins of scan data. No current source detected. Not gone. Just no longer there. In the end, it all comes down to a choice, not between science and ignorance, but between seeing and understanding. We now know the truth. The universe doesn't wait for us. It doesn't care if we're watching. It moves forward, endlessly, violently, silently. The stars we loved, the ones that guided ships, inspired poems, lit our childhood skies, may already be gone. And yet we keep looking, searching, measuring, building better tools, asking harder questions. But maybe we never asked whether we should. Because the more we uncover, the more fragile we appear. We evolved to seek patterns, to crave knowledge, but this knowledge carries weight. It shows us a universe where the rules are not made for our survival. A place indifferent to life. A place where even light, the very thing we trusted to reveal the truth, arrives too late. So now we stand at a threshold. Do we keep reaching further, feeding our machines with data, building models that may one day predict our own end? Or do we step back, accept mystery, and preserve the illusion of safety? One path offers understanding, the other, perhaps peace, but not both. Scientists debate, philosophers warn, AI systems continue to calculate. And humanity? Humanity watches the sky, caught between wonder and dread, knowing that every twinkle might be a farewell. We've become a species staring into the mirror of time, and what we see looking back isn't us. Not anymore. So, what will we choose? To keep watching and know everything, even if it destroys us? Or to close our eyes and finally rest in the comfort of not knowing? Remember what we said at the start? That the stars you see might already be dead? Now you know. It's not just poetic. It's not just science. It's real. Those lights above your house, that constellation you always traced as a child, some of them may have gone dark long before you were even born. Their death was silent, invisible, but the memory of their light is still traveling, still touching you now. Isn't that strange? That the universe can lie to your eyes and you'd never know? I'm not a scientist. I'm just someone who, like you, looked up one night and realized the sky isn't what it seems. It never was. And once you know that, really know it, you start to wonder what else isn't as it seems. What else has already ended, but still feels alive. Maybe that's the real danger, not black holes, or radiation, or ancient cataclysms racing toward us. Maybe it's the illusion of stability, the comfort we take in something that's already gone. So let me ask you this. Next time you look up at the stars, will you feel wonder? Or will you feel loss? Will you admire their beauty, or grieve what's already missing? And most of all, will you keep looking? Or will you, like so many others, quietly turn your eyes away? The universe isn't waiting. It's not watching. It just is. And we, for all our science, for all our questions, we're still in the dark. But maybe, just maybe, that's where the truth has always lived. Tell me, what do you see when you look into the sky? Let me know in the comments. Because some reflections are meant to be shared before they too fade.